Welcome back now. Thanks for staying with us. Athletes across the island can now breathe a sigh of relief as the government has now given the go-ahead for the resumption of sporting events. In a release this afternoon, Sports Minister Olivia Grange said events will now be allowed on a case-by-case basis and under strict protocols. Karen Madden reports.
It's been more highly anticipated than Christmas since the Prime Minister told Parliament that Cabinet had agreed for the resumption of sports. Now the signal from the government that athletes and other stakeholders starved of sports for nearly a year have been waiting for. Sports Minister Olivia Grange says a provision for the resumption of sporting activities is now included in the Disaster Risk Management Enforcement Measures Order. That's the law under which the government implements protocols to contain the spread of COVID-19.
We had been lobbying on behalf of sporting bodies to receive special exemptions for their events to take place. Now that the order has made provision for sports events, I'm asking those sports bodies, including the J3A, boxing, swimming, and others, to resubmit their applications. No longer asking for exemption, but to stage their events, including training sessions under the provisions of this new order.
The minister says the application will be reviewed to ensure that it meets the requirements outlined in the order and transmitted to the Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM.
Ministry's technical team will review their application and then forward that application to ODPEM as well as to the Ministry of Health. The final approval will come from ODPEM, which falls under the Ministry of Local Government. But of course, the Director General will not sign off unless the Ministry of Health indicates that the protocols are in place.
Some venues will be ruled out, though, as the order mandates that sports events may be held only at venues which are enclosed by perimeter fencing, where there is access to proper sanitary conveniences, and at places that are conducive to appropriate security measures. And athletes will have to get accustomed to playing without the energy brought by a cheering crowd, as Grange has emphasized that no spectators will be allowed at competitions nor training sessions at this time. She says each sporting activity must involve a regular cleaning of gear and equipment and the taking of temperature of all athletes, coaches, and officials, who must be the only people allowed at sporting events. The wearing of masks is also mandatory except when participating in any strenuous or water activity. Hugging and the popular high fives are being discouraged as well, as the order also mandates that there shall be no unnecessary contact and personal items such as water bottles or towels should not be shared. Karen Madden, TVJ Sports.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has issued a cease order on the Jamaica Football Federation, JFF, over the hosting of a training camp at the Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence at UWI Mona. News of an unannounced training camp has been circulating for close to 2 weeks. Now, in the order dated February 5, which was obtained by TVJ Sports, the JFF was instructed to cease training with immediate effect, with the players in the camp remaining on the facility to avoid any risk of infection. The JFF has also been informed to submit its application to move forward with any training. When our sports team went to the facility on Friday afternoon, players were observed on the field. On Friday afternoon, Sports Minister Olivia Grange also addressed news which has been circulating for nearly 2 weeks that a training camp was being held.
You can't just resume training or hold a competition. You must follow the process and get approval. I emphasize that the process must be followed. Only one entity has the authority to give approval for sports events, including training sessions. Where there is a breach, we will take action. In this regard, we are looking into the circumstances surrounding the calling of the JFF training camp in Mona, as that is of some concern.
Over a week ago, TVJ Sports reached out to the JFF with questions about that camp, but we were told a release would be sent to the media. However, the Federation is yet to speak publicly on the matter. Let's take a break now on Primetime Sports Friday. Stay with us. We've got more after this.